Hey, welcome back to another live stream for NewsinGeneral.com. Tonight, we're joined by Jason Goyette and, of course, myself, Cole Kruper, and we're going to be discussing a bunch of articles on the website, mainly consisting of the police state and some other more disgusting things.
Cupcakes.
Yes, guys, talk about cupcakes as well. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at NewsinGeneral. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/NewsinGeneral, and I think that's about it, unless I missed something, Jason.
No, you didn't. You didn't miss nothing.
Perfect. First story. Oh, this one's going to be hard to get through. Here we go. A grandmother forces dirty underwear into 11-year-old's mouth. This occurred in Hocking County, Ohio. The Hocking County Sheriff's Department has arrested Karen Sharp, who is 54 years of age, after video came forward of the shocking abuses that were taking place in her home. Her 13-year-old granddaughter came forward to police with a video that showed the abuse that was taking place. Apparently, it contained some of the worst abuse, including one incident where Sharp was forcing dirty men's underwear into the mouth of her 11-year-old granddaughter. The reasoning for that? The girl had allegedly stepped on Sharp's injured foot, so I guess that's reasoning to put underwear in somebody's mouth in some sick, twisted way. The girl then vomited and was told to swallow that as well. Sharp was arrested shortly after Sergeant Ed Downs seen the video described above. CBS Cleveland reports that Sharp has been charged with kidnapping, 2 felony counts of endangering children, misdemeanor counts of endangering children, assault, and domestic violence. Down also said that the 13-year-old that had come forward with the video was well wise beyond her years. Down also said that if it hadn't been for the 13-year-old and her video that showed all the abuse, the police may have never known what was going on. The girl also had a steel plate in her head from previous abuse. Thankfully, the girls are no longer in Sharp's custody. Children's Services will relocate the 2 girls. Sharp is now in Southeastern Ohio Regional Jail on $1 million bond. Police also plan on investigating Sharp's boyfriend, since he was living with Sharp at the time. So what do you think of that one, Jason?
Well, like you said, they're investigating the boyfriend, too. I mean, this could be like a whole family affair, because obviously the child was abused before this incident. I wonder if it's like in the family type thing, where like the grandmother did it to the mother's doing it to their children, and it's just going to like spiral downhill from there. But thank God, that's one good thing I can say about technology. And I got a picture of the woman here. This is the accused woman of the grandmother here.
Yeah, unfortunately, viewers can't see that.
Oh, they can't?
It's not working. You're screen sharing, but it's not working.
Oh, stupid Google, guys. I apologize.
It shows your screen sharing, but it's not working. Hang on.
Okay.
I got a solution, though, just so our viewers can see it.
Okay, good. I just wanted to show them in the picture of her.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, she looks messed up in the picture.
Yeah, she looked mentally and yeah, emotionally.
you know, like if she really hated kids that much, then she shouldn't have taken these kids into her custody.
Exactly.
Like, if you're gonna shove underwear down someone's mouth.
Then again, maybe that's the only family member they had to go to, and the mom doesn't want them to go away, so they just have them go with the grandmother.
Right. So here's a picture of her. Hang on, I better make sure they can see it.
Blue box. Make sure you're on blue box.
Yeah. So there we go.
There she is, the accused.
The accused, right there.
There's the accused. Stand trial. Let's do a trial, ladies and gentlemen. She's on trial.
But no, it's just disgusting what she did. Like.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Right?
And did you also talk about how the child threw up in her mouth because of this, and then the grandmother told her to swallow it.
Yeah, I mentioned that. That's just disgusting.
Go ahead.
Like, that's just disgusting.
Oh, frick yeah. And the only reason why she's doing this, or mad or whatever, disciplining them or torturing them, more than torture than
torture,
yeah. Yeah. But the only reason why she's doing this is because the child accidentally stepped on the lady's foot, the grandma's foot.
It's like Guantanamo Bay shit.
I mean, if that was my grandma, I'm sorry, guys. I know I gotta respect my elders, but I'd tell this lady to go to hell.
No,
I'd
go fuck off.
say, I'm out of here, you stupid fucking mentally ill
bitch.
Yeah. Sorry for my language, guys, but God.
But
man.
it's just disgusting. Like,
it's
like what the fuck is wrong with her, you know?
And how long have they gotten away with this? I mean, the child obviously had some other problems with this because she had a plate in her head.
Yeah.
And now she's having to deal with this. So they've gone through a lot through the years, and I could attest to that. I've had problems with you know, my stepfather and stuff like that. But I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely see where these
Well,
children are coming from.
there's a reason that 13-year-old is so mature, as the cop said.
Oh, because
There's
she's
a
the
reason for
parent
it.
out of the whole thing. She's the parent out of the whole thing.
Mhm.
I bet the parents and the grandma made this child do everything, clean,
Yeah.
do every single thing for him, everything, cook dinner, everything.
Yeah, there you go. And you know what? Although, you know, obviously in NewsinGeneral we, you know, point out all the bad stuff the cops did, they actually did their job in this one.
They did their job. Round of applause, guys.
They did exactly what they were supposed to do. They seen the evidence. And they said, you know what, this is obviously evidence enough. They went in, arrested her. She's now in jail. She's probably awaiting trial.
What's your account? What is she? The charges?
Oh, you want to go over those again?
Yeah.
She was charged with, I guess, kidnapping, 2 felony counts of endangering children, misdemeanor counts of endangering children, assault, and domestic violence.
Now, the reason why I wanted you to go over that again is because I want to talk a little bit about this kidnapping part, because they're still investigating this. So what is this kidnapping part about? What do you think it's about, Cole?
That's a good question, actually. I have no idea. That one,
Because you got to think they might be living with the grandma. So where are the parents at? Did the grandma kidnap these children from the parents?
Maybe, maybe not.
Because why would there be a kidnapping charge? There has to be a legal reason for there to be a kidnapping charge. They can't just throw it in there just for the hell of it.
Well, they can throw it in there just for the hell of it. Don't worry, they can do that.
They're just getting her, you know, for what she's doing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or what she did.
You know, they throw in extra charges all the time. Would I look down on them for throwing in extra charges?
No, not in this part.
Not at all.
Oh, absolutely.
No. They're throwing all the extra charges you want.
Yeah. Exactly. Life in prison, why not? Shit.
Yeah, that's not a problem here.
Yeah.
You very well could have thrown in extra charges, or there could be something more to it.
Yeah, that's true. Like you said.
Mm-hmm.
The parents must have something to do with that, though. I mean, the legal.
It sounds like a really fucked up story.
Oh,
it sounds like
really
these kids have had a fucked up childhood.
Yeah, fucked up family. Feel bad for them.
Well,
they thought they were getting out of that situation.
Hey, you go somewhere else, and then what happens next? Okay, you stepped on my broken foot.
You're eating dirty underwear.
She probably had to hold her down or something to fucking do this.
Oh, yeah, because I would have punched the shit out of her, man. I would have fought.
This is just,
And she doesn't look that like a strong lady either. I mean, well, maybe this child was, told to respect no matter what the parent does to him, you know.
Mm-hmm, even if they shove dirty men's underwear down into your mouth, yeah, and you're supposed to swallow your vomit, yeah.
Well, what are you taught in school? I mean...
Well, yeah, you're taught to be a zombie. You're do what teacher says, do what adult says.
Yeah, exactly. Well, sometimes the adult is not right.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely not right in this case.
This one is just Jesus Christ.
I don't even want to think about it. It's terrible.
Just imagine the setting that would be.
Yeah.
Honestly, this sounds like some sick, twisted book that somebody would write.
Yeah. I had to do a double take on that when I was reading the article. I'm like, wait a minute, shoving what is wrong with this person? Shoving dirty men's underwear down an 11-year-old's throat, then making them swallow it. What makes you do that?
I understand, punishment and all that for the kids. That's fair enough. If the kid's done something, fine, do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that. But shoving underwear down one's throat into one's mouth. For no real reason, as far as I'm concerned. You look at it, and I guess she accidentally stepped on her injured foot. Therefore, she pulls out the men's underwear, and I'm assuming this men's underwear came from her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Just an inference that I just thought of.
Don't even talk about this anymore. Holy God!
What does she do? Does she run over to the guy's bedroom and grab the stuff?
Oh, you know
from
what
where
I'm gonna do to you?
Like a laundry basket or something.
Jesus Christmas. Is the live stream up? It doesn't look like the live stream's up.
It is. Let me check.
I'm having problems on the YouTube here.
Okay, Jason, let's see if it's up or not. And the answer is...
Is it the link in the chat? Because I just clicked on the link in the chat here, YouTube.
The answer is... That's a good question.
Because it's not up on my end.
The answer is... Yes, it is up.
It is? Alright, well, let me just go to a different here.
Yeah, just click and just kind of fast forward into the video, just click and drag the little thing at the bottom, and just
it might be my internet
pull it to the
connection.
end.
I think that's
well, either way, it's going, so that's a good thing.
Alright, yeah. Alright, yeah, we got it going. Because I'm trying to add the comments here to the.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out this fucked up story.
I don't want to figure it out. It's fucking.
Think about being the cop, having to see that in the video. Like obviously they're never gonna publish this video, and that's a good thing. But like.
Oh wait, you already. Okay, you already added it. Never mind.
Yeah, I did that earlier. Like,
I don't, dude. It's just so sickening. Like I can't wrap my head around why a person would do that and think it would be okay. You know.
I don't know. That's.
You gotta think what type of, like, it was like they said it was dirty underwear, so there's probably like, yeah.
Well, actually, I kind of toned it down a little bit. CBS Cleveland says it had feces in it, so.
Oh, fucking A.
That's what I meant by dirty.
Oh.
I just kind of toned it down, but.
Holy, fuck! Oh man, I'm sorry, guys. If I was a female, and I was a child, well, hell, even if I wasn't a female, I was probably so good. But if I was a female and I was the child that had this, I'd beat the crap out of this. I'd kick that woman in her shin and fucking make her go down to the ground and shove it back in her mouth and make her eat that shit.
So let me quote exactly how CBS Cleveland words it.
No, we heard it already.
Downs quickly arrested Sharp after he watched a video of Sharp allegedly forcing men's underwear stained with feces into the 11-year-old granddaughter's mouth. When the girl vomited, Sharp allegedly told her to swallow it.
Oh my god.
And that's how CBS Cleveland describes this.
Insane, guys. Insane. Holy shit. This one deserves to go long time in prison. No, she needs to go to the prisons that are in Mexico where there's feces all over the fucking ground and shit.
Yeah, it's just something else.
Let her live in that. See how she likes it.
Guantanamo Bay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's being closed. The president said it's going to be closed, so...
Yeah, it'll be closed.
And
then just be a bunch of black book projects you don't know about.
How's the... one question, I know I'm butting in a lot, but how is the... blue box on the show?
Oh yeah, it's on me. There we go, fixed.
Is it changing back and forth though?
It is now, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had it stuck over and had the picture up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to put it back.
Oh man, they missed some good facial expressions by me then.
Yeah. Alright, so let's move on to your article. So I'm gonna just kind of put it on you. But so yeah, your article, has human and tech integration gone too far?
Alrighty, so has it? Okay, the past few years we have witnessed many different types of technologies, from the MP3 player to the iPad. Those technologies are nothing, right? Well, not about, how about a microchip tattoo that is capable of storing and sharing information wirelessly? That's right. Google recently announced a microchip tattoo that can store and share information wirelessly. Now, I know what you are thinking. Cool, right? Well, if you're not worried about becoming like... I know, look at Cole, he's shaking his head already. Well, if you're not worried about becoming like one of those sci-fi flicks, then by all means, go for it. Let me know how it works out when the government can take control of your body and your mind. Yeah. I may be on the edge saying this, but I give it 10 to 15 years before we start seeing technology being integrated with humans on a large scale. Now, yes, it is already happening with injured soldiers and other people suffering from disabilities, but what I mean is integrating technology for pleasure or personal advancement, like the Google Glass. Now, I'm sure you guys know I am a technology enthusiast. However, when tech is used in the wrong way, that's when I begin to have a problem with it. And boy, I can see something going wrong with microchip tattoos. On a recent article that I wrote a few days ago, I discussed how gaming has become more integrated with the players and how dangerous that can become. I provided a link in the article, so check the description below to check out the full article and the other story that I wrote. It should take an open mind to see how tech being integrated with humans can be dangerous. Imagine sitting at a table eating with your family, and then the next thing you know, you're standing over somebody outside of a business with a knife in your hand. Totally far-fetched, right? Well, not so much. Take a look at what hypnotists can do. And they aren't using technology to make you do things, just the power of persuasion and influence. Technology being used for good can do amazing things, but when it is used for evil, it can destroy worlds. So the next time you buy a gaming headset for your child, make sure you understand the dangers of integration between man and machine.
Well, I have two things to show you that will kind of sum up my opinion on this one.
Oh, great. All right. So make sure to comment below
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the articles, guys.
So here's the first one. I think this one's self-explanatory. This will be the first problem.
And then, oh, where'd you get that? Oh, okay. It's on the iPad. I
Yeah.
thought it was a plaque for a second. I'm like, holy crap, where'd you get that? Wait a minute, are you working on the NSA call?
This will be the second problem.
Tyrant. Yes, tyrant. I love that. The state of the tyrant.
There you go. Those would be the two problems. You know, unfortunately, it does have wonderful potential.
Yep.
It has
But like
potential
you
for
said,
the NSA to spy on everything
I
you do, everywhere you go, like they currently do, but on a
Yeah.
much larger scale. Hey, what
Yeah.
kind of fucking blood you got going through your veins?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
having one of those things, they can probably do drug tests on you too while they're at it.
But
For
they
your
wouldn't
safety.
need. They wouldn't need that. It would be in the microchip already there to send the information wirelessly over.
Exactly. So they're going to have all of your information at that point.
Exactly. There you go.
Which is scary.
Yeah, like I said, but I'm not an anti-technology guy. I love technology. I mean, I got servers, I got virtual machines everywhere. But the thing is it's used in the wrong way in today's society.
There's so much
That's how
potential for this technology you just described.
People are using it so wrong that they're actually destroying the world rather than advancing it. Like if we use technology correctly, I believe we could be 10 times more advanced than what we are today if we use it if we use it correctly.
No, exactly. Look at nuclear technology. You can
Exactly.
you can either go blow something up with it, or you can generate power with it.
Exactly. That's where I'm going with it. That's where I'm going with it.
You know, look at the NSA. They've turned this into just a technology, into just a way to take away your rights.
One thing. Well, two words: power and profit.
Yes,
That's
money
all
does
it is
powerful
right there.
things.
That's all it is right there. Power and profit, and money and power are kind of one and the same. If you have money, you have power. If you have power, you obviously have to have money to have the power. So
Yeah,
that's what it is with the governments today. So
it's. I wouldn't want one of these little tattoos.
let's go. I know. Let's go ahead and just let people know to comment below on all the articles and topics that we're discussing. Let me know how you guys think or what you think on these. Also, big news: the Super Bowl is coming up. What do you guys think is going to happen at the Super Bowl? Do you think anything is going to happen?
We can have a good discussion on this. I want to talk about this before we go any further. We got to talk about this.
Well, I'm glad I brought it up. Then that's good.
Yeah, it's an all-out police state is what it is.
It's a police state. Yeah, what are they doing? What are they doing to the streets already, Cole, outside of New Jersey?
Well, they're shutting everything down. They got police all over the place. They're going to have low-flying helicopters all over. They're going to have TSA all over. Yes, TSA. They're supposed to be in the airport, and they're going to be on the streets.
Let's go back a couple years and go back to the Super Bowls from the past, okay? Say from like 2005, 6, and 7. Those, I've watched those, okay? I mean, I lived in Atlantic City, New Jersey for, a good amount of time. There was never that amount of security anywhere on big events. They had big events all the time in Atlantic City.
It's in federal jurisdiction, actually, so the local police can't do anything.
Oh my God! So it's all federal. It's all controlled by the government.
Basically, the local police state is powerless now.
Is powerless now. Yeah. So the bad thing about that is the local police, the good guys on the local police force, they wouldn't be able to, try to help out and do good because
work with the feds.
They're kind of yeah, exactly. They're kind of like just overthrown, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It's scary. It's scary. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna say this: if something bad happens,
it's gonna be martial law.
Yeah, it'll be martial law, and also we told you so. But if nothing bad happens, because I'm not gonna say something bad's gonna happen, that's definitive. I'm not gonna say that because I'm not for sure.
Yeah.
But what it's looking like is, like Cole said, a police state. Go ahead. If you live in New Jersey, I know a couple YouTubers live in New Jersey. What do we got? Boyfriend versus girlfriend and other YouTubers. They live in New Jersey. Go ahead and drive down through there. You all of a sudden happen to watch this video, but go ahead and drive through there and tell me what you guys see. Tell me if you don't get stopped through a checkpoint.
I have a simple question for you, Jason.
Yeah.
If you were to go to one of these games, would you bring a backpack or something with you?
Yeah, I mean, I'd want to carry stuff.
Not allowed. No, you're going to be given a clear plastic bag. That's what you bring in. No joke.
Holy cow! Like, are you talking like a Ziploc clear plastic bag?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
Really? That's like okay. I was thought like meant like freaking what do you call it? Grocery bag or something.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah.
So you gotta bring Ziploc.
Here's your
bags?
Walmart bag.
Yeah. You gotta bring Ziploc bags. to a to
They'll,
an
they'll hand
event.
them. They'll hand them out to you.
Super Bowl that is too. Super Bowl. Holy cow.
It
I mean,
it is total police state. And if anything
well, I
goes
bet
wrong,
there's gonna be a lot of females embarrassed there.
oh yeah, if anything
Oh
goes wrong,
no.
there's gonna be tanks on the streets.
Oh yeah.
There's gonna be
And that is why I'm going to be keeping a close eye on the football game. I don't like the people that are playing. I was hoping for Patriots to go to the Super Bowl, but they didn't.
yeah.
But I'm just going to watch the football the Super Bowl because I know my dad's going to watch it, and also because I want to be able to be there or be able to watch it and see what's going on. I know the media is going to kind of cut shit off if there's something happening, but
Yeah,
I'm
like,
still going to
oh wait,
watch, keep my eye out.
you just see in the
police-
crowd
police
there,
state.
they're searching people for no reason. They'll just
Oh,
turn
yeah.
the cameras the other
Oh
way.
yeah. That's what's gonna happen, guys. That's why I wish I still kind of lived in if I was able to get to New Jersey right now, I would go. I would definitely go just for you guys, just to record it. If there's something going on, I'd definitely record it and put it up here for you guys to watch in News in General.
Heck, I'd go too, but they'd probably tell me no cameras allowed. It violates our privacy.
Well, let's talk about no cameras. I'm just gonna jump into one thing. Look at the Olympics coming up.
Yeah.
No cameras allowed, all that bull crap. What's going to happen there? I mean, there's thoughts of a black flag operation or possible a UFO event or a fake UFO event or something like that. I mean, the list goes on and on in the conspiracy world, but people go ahead and say, "Oh, well, you guys said that last year. You guys said that last year." Yeah, but last year we didn't have all this crazy police shit going on.
It's getting worse too.
It's getting worse. It's building. I think it's building up to something big, like something that's really going to happen, and not like a prophecy or whatever.
Like the scary thing too is like all across North America, in the United States and Canada, all major cities have militarized police forces.
Yep.
And it's turning out to be the same in small towns now. They're giving them tanks.
One thing that I love about Maine, and if you guys ever want to kind of be free and kind of be able to protect yourself and not be worried about getting your guns taken away, come up north, come to Maine, go out in the boondocks, go out in the woods, live out there where you know every neighbor around you, you know them by name, you probably shook their hands a couple times. That's how our neighborhood is where I live, and each house probably has at least 2 guns. Right now, my dad has more than 5 guns. Okay, and we have, and they're all used for hunting. They're all used for self-defense, target practice, stuff
Everything
like that.
Everything they should be.
Yeah, my dad has a compound bow. He practices with his compound bow and stuff. Actually, I'm going to be getting my license here soon, this year actually. So that's gonna be awesome. Definitely gonna be fun.
And I bet you have a low crime rate too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's one thing. And we do have a lot of alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
Up here.
Well, lots of places do that.
Yeah, there's a lot up here because there's not a lot of stuff to do. Like there's not big cities everywhere that you can go to all the time. You got to travel forever. So what do? You sit on the back of the tailgate and you drink a beer or whatever. But you think with a lot of people drinking, there'd be a lot of crime activity. There's not.
There you go.
Only in the major cities. Only in like Lewiston and like Augusta, which was like the biggest cities at all. I mean, you go ahead and look at one of your cities. There obviously is quite a bit of crime in all the cities, like say Brooksville, Florida, say Tampa, Florida, Orlando, Florida. They have a lot of big cities. Here in Maine, we don't have a lot of big cities, so there's not a lot of crime. I know I'm kind of rambling, but I apologize for that.
Well, just a few years ago, where I live here in Edmonton, we were dubbed crime capital of Canada because we had the most murders in 2011.
Yeah, any deaths up here happen either with illnesses or car accidents.
Yeah, here they tend to be a little less than that.
Yeah. Like there's not a lot of like murders, like people killing people up here in Maine. Not a lot, Not what you would think of like Florida or other states in the United States here. I'm not sure, what the comparisons are up there in Canada, but there's quite a bit of murders that happen. I mean, when I lived in Florida, just about every town that I lived in, and these were good towns, good neighborhoods and everything, you'd have helicopters, ambulances going across all the time, and helicopters.
Nothing but sirens, right, all the time.
Yeah. I mean, some of my friends could even attest to that I had in Florida if they ever watched my show here. They could attest to that I'd be on the phone with them, and they'd be like, why are there sirens in the background? Oh, it's just somebody getting shot or something, Well,
you just forget about it over time,
Yeah, you get used to it, but these were nice neighborhoods. These weren't like, the projects or anything like that. These were nice neighborhoods. 4-bedroom house we had that I lived in, and you'd have these incidents.
It doesn't matter where you go in a big
fact,
city, you're always going to hear that.
Yeah, speaking of that, Cole, remember a couple of shows ago, probably a couple months ago actually, I had a friend, my dad's ex-girlfriend's daughter, get shot.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the same neighborhood where I lived.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's the same neighborhood with that nice place, nice house, everything. That's what I'm talking about. That's where it was at. It
Wow.
wasn't exactly there, but it was, close by there.
Jeez. I got something else, too, to mention. Back to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
So I was watching InfoWars, of course, and they had Jakari
Shout
Jackson
out
out.
to
And they were asking people, I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you think big icebreakers, like the ships getting stuck in a bunch of ice in Antarctica, cold temperatures across all of North America, and all that, are signs of global warming?
That's a good question. Do I think the icebreakers getting stuck
Mm-hmm.
is a sign of global warming? No.
Okay.
I think all the ice that we're losing is a sign of global warming.
And would you say all the cooler temperatures we've seen across all of North America, heck, even Florida was getting snow?
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I lived in Florida when it had snow before, so, but not like probably about an hour's worth of snow flurries that were like compared to nothing. Like they dissolved when they hit the ground, basically.
Would you say that's a really, really, like, just at face value, would you say it's a wonderful example of global warming?
I'd say it's yeah, I would. On my
You think?
end, yeah. Well, you gotta look at the whole big picture here.
I think it's more of an example of a weather trend than anything else.
A weather trend?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's always
but,
cold and warm, cold and warm.
Scientists and meteorologists have said that the Earth is due for a big, what do you call it?
Ice age?
Yeah, second ice age. Yeah, they said it's due for that. We're due. We're supposed to be getting one because look, how long has it been since the last ice age? Major big ice age.
The major one was quite a while ago. The most recent one was the little ice
20s?
age, whatever they called it.
20s yeah.
It was in the 1600s, but.
Oh, 1600s? Oh, wow.
But I'd say it's more of an example of a weather trend.
A weather trend, yeah.
Yeah, because you take a look at the trends in weather, and there's always hot days, cold, and you look at it over decades. It's hot decades, there's cold decades. It's always up and down,
up and down, exactly.
Right, and that could be just for this decade. It could be a cooler one. But of course, he went out in the streets and was asking people this, and they didn't even look like they heard half of what he was saying.
But the thing is cold. The thing is the ice in the Antarctic and Greenland and so on. That's been melting for a good while.
It's been disappearing, for many years.
Totally disappearing. No, not for like 50 or 100 years. It's been upping, getting stronger in the years.
Oh yeah, it's been getting stronger. It hasn't been like you take a look at a picture of the Arctic ice in the 70s. Take a look at the same area today. You'll see a significant difference.
I mean, I've watched back in 2007 or 5. I actually have a video of this because this is back in Florida, and I had my iPhone or my iPad at the time, the iPad 2. And I recorded my TV because on the news they were showing a big chunk, like a fucking mountain, just completely falling off of the ice plate up there in Antarctica, just completely falling, causing a big ass tidal wave because it was so huge that it fell in, and it just like broke off and just like kind of melted away after a little while. But
think about how many tons that thing weighs.
Yeah, it became a little iceberg, but eventually it's going to melt off, once it gets out there in the warmer waters.
Yeah.
But I mean, in order for that to break off like that, there's got to be some type of instability or some type of warming temperatures or something like that, and that's why it broke off. It wouldn't just randomly break off a big chunk like that, and this was a monstrous chunk, guys. I'm talking like freaking amazingly huge.
It is.
Yeah, and that's where I come to say, this has been happening for a while.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's why I believe it's because global warming. It's possible that it's global warming. I'm not going to say for definitive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying it's possible that this could be global warming that's doing this, because with all the ice melting and also the colder temperatures, the jet stream, wacky things happening with the jet stream, the colder temperatures, like I said, the snowstorms. I mean, look at the snowstorms we've had recently up here in Maine. In 2013, December 2013, from now, actually, we've been having like big storms like come at us like one after another.
Well, for sure. But here's the interesting thing, at least for here, and it probably holds true everywhere else, is, and the reason I do say it's probably a weather trend, is everything that's happening has happened before.
Yeah, it's happened before, but I mean...
So, if this was something brand new that had never ever happened, I'd say, okay, there's something obviously wrong here.
The temperature change and all that's been happening, but not the huge ice chunks falling off rapidly like they have been doing over the past
It could have happened, even way back in history,
We just wasn't able to.
How long have we been really going up north? And
yeah, we wouldn't be able to catch it. Yeah.
That far, you know.
Well, we've been going up there for a good amount of time. I mean, what? 50,
well,
60
when we
years
first
ago?
started going there, you know, 100 years ago, we sent them
Yeah.
there and they all died.
Yeah, yeah.
So
well,
we wouldn't know what happened
I'm
anyways.
talking about regularly going up there and visiting, like, you know, 50s, 60s, 40s, whatever, around that time period, not like 1901 or whatever.
Really, we got about 60 years of data.
Yeah, yeah. So
compared to the rest of the world where we got,
yeah, yeah.
you know, like look at China, they got records going back way, way, way back. The Chinese have kept amazing records.
I don't even want to get into that part of the area because that leads into the conspiracy realm, and I'll ramble for hours.
No, I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this. You can shorten it down.
Oh, I'll try. Okay, when you mention China and them having records and all that, I kind of believe that we've been here longer than what people really, what history tells us, basically.
Well, history tells us what? It's like, what, 500 million years or something?
I think the Earth is older than what we think it is.
I'd say so, because really the only thing we have to go off is theories.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, would I say you're wrong? No.
Right now, I'm going off a theory right now, thinking that Earth is older. And the reason why I say that is because some of the things that we find, some of the skeletons that we find of humans, dating back, you know, from thousands BC, you know, I mean, we've obviously been here a lot longer than what we thought, and they're going to have to change the history books, and I don't think they have yet. I don't think they've changed some of these educational books on that.
Well, yeah. Every now and then we keep finding that, you know, hey, we've been here longer than we realized. Every 10 years they find some new skeleton that was older than the last one.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that goes to say the giants that have been found recently, and the giant human skeletons that have been found.
Oh really? I didn't hear about that one.
Have you heard about that? Yeah,
No.
like they've had red hair, like they got red hair. I'm not sure if this was a hoax or not, but I'm just gonna bring it up because it's possible that this could be true. Because think of the Bible. The Bible stories tell of big giants, Nephilim, I think they're called. Mm-hmm. And I think those Nephilim are actually extraterrestrials, and that's why the whole conspiracy realm starts to get more deeper with that. But I'm not going to go into that because I'll talk for hours on that, and this will be like a 10-hour show. But yeah, basically, I kind of think that the reason why China and they have more data and are able, not only are they more like
they've been advanced for a long time.
Yeah, more advanced. But they've also been around quite a good while. They've been around longer than the United States has been around.
Right. Think about it. Just you go back 500 years.
The Ming Dynasty and before, they were like kind of like the most advanced civilization. It's just they haven't been found by Western society like the United States or Britain or whatever. They haven't really been, discovered. So how old is China? How old is Japan? How old is the Far East, countries?
Yeah, Japan did something really cool too. They really caught up to the world very fast after when the 1900s started.
You just triggered something in my mind. I'll let you go after this, but they've been finding underwater pyramids in the oceans of Japan.
Underwater what? You cut off.
Underwater pyramids.
Pyramid. Yeah, I've heard about that. They've been finding those for a few years.
Yeah, in Japan, like around surrounding Japan, and out there in the
ocean, the seabed. Yeah.
Yeah, out there. I mean. So that water had to have been down for them to build those pyramids. So obviously there was a civilization back then. So how long ago were those pyramids built?
Good question.
They got to figure out how long ago the water was down that low for them to be able to do it.
Who built them?
Who built them? There you go. And these pyramids now, these aren't like just your normal cobblestone broken up bits. These are preserved, humongous, monstrous freaking rocks like granite and other types of really strong types of rocks. So you got to wonder what they built them with, how they moved them there, because they obviously didn't just
how'd they make the blocks in the first place?
They obviously didn't find them laying there, Yeah. People are gonna say, oh yeah, well they had tools. Yeah, they had tools, but they didn't have tools to pick up these monstrous sized rocks that are
well, here's the interesting thing.
Be able to maneuver them, and be able to carve granite.
Even today, it would be very difficult for our modern tools to do it. And they admit it. They say
heavy machinery. They admitted it. We need heavy machinery when they did the Stonehenge build. They tried to rebuild Stonehenge. They couldn't do it, so they had to build it with modern machinery.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes to say, look at all these pyramids around. Yeah, man may have done them. Man may have built them, but they may have had either a little help, or they may have kind of a lost civilization type deal.
Yeah,
where the people that built them kind of just got lost.
What if there was just something before humans?
And that's where you bring in my whole conspiracy about Atlantis.
Yeah.
I got so much talk on this. I did a whole video or a whole video.
Yeah, I've been meaning to research this whole UFO thing and the whole. I'm very interested in it.
Cool. Wait until I get my books up here. I have the whole complete works of Plato.
Oh wow.
Now, Plato is the guy who first broke the Atlantis theory story, if you will. I believe it was Critias. I can't remember the other rights, but Critias and something like that. Some weird names. I forget the name of them, but I know one of them might have been Critias. But he basically mentions a lost civilization that basically kind of either sunk or maybe just floated away or disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. But it was basically in the Atlantic Ocean. That's why the name kind of Atlantis. And there's been recent finds in the Atlantic Ocean up by Ireland. There's a conspiracy saying that Atlantis is in Bimini, in the Bahamas. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, there's interesting structures there, but I don't think it's in the Bahamas.
No.
This continent, this Atlantis continent, was pretty huge, and you'd think if Atlantis was real and it sunk, we would find a lot more rubble or whatever in the Bimini area, and we're not finding that. Maybe because we're looking in the wrong area. Maybe we need to go deeper. We need to go out in the Atlantic Ocean, where there's room for a continent, where there's room for Atlantis.
Or if we did find it, we just didn't tell anyone about it.
Yeah, or it could be up in Antarctica, underneath all that ice. You never know.
Hey, there's like 2-3 miles of ice there. You gotta wonder.
Or you can go with the theory that Atlantis was actually a city, but a ship, a alien spaceship that came here, landed down in Atlantis. I know I'm going off the deep end here. Landed down on the Atlantic Ocean. Basically, the human civilization thought it was an island, so they dubbed it an island, Atlantis. They didn't realize it was actually a spaceship, and the aliens or extraterrestrials or whatever that lived on Atlantis, they basically had the humans go out and mine and do stuff for them, build these structures and these monolithic things and worship them as gods, and that goes into the Greeks, the Greek gods and stuff. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you got to really take the whole Atlantis thing and look at it in a big picture. What's possible? Okay, what's possible is, first off, there's possible alien life. That's possible. Another thing that's possible, they can have a star drive. They can have a warp drive, or whatever you want to call it, or a wormhole drive. That's possible. So, okay, so now we got this information. Atlantis may be possible. There may have been a lost civilization that's on Earth. So is it aliens, or is it some type of before human civilization that?
Honestly, would I agree with the before human thing? Yeah, I could believe in that one.
Wait,
because
what?
I could believe in the before human thing because scientists are always telling us.
Where did all their technology go? Maybe the forbidden archaeology has kind of found all that information and found all that stuff, and they're not just sharing it with the public.
Tell me that the United States government couldn't build a big, huge warehouse in the middle of a desert somewhere and put it all in there?
No, they would never do that.
And just
what I was getting at was they would be able to get some of the stuff. They wouldn't be able to get all of it. I mean, come on.
If we wanted to, we could get all of it. And what we couldn't get, we could bomb. So nobody else could find it.
Oh, you just blow it all up? Oh man, that'd be a tragedy if they did that.
I could see the U.S. government doing that. Like, we don't want people to know about this, so
all that information and cool things to find. I mean, come on, I love archaeology.
They just call up the military. Yeah, we need to do some weapons testing at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. That's where the what was it? What was that island? The three long island, or what is it called? I forget. That big island up in northern United States or whatever by New York, where they did the nuclear test.
Oh, I know what you mean. It's kind of like New York. It's like all closed off now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was either New York or it was in California. I'm not sure.
No, it's New York, I think.
Yeah, 3 Mile Island or something.
Something, I don't know. It's all closed off now. Yeah.
Guys, we're totally going off topic here.
I want your opinion on this.
Okay, go ahead.
Easter Island and
those
weird looking people thing. Faces they got this sitting all over the place.
I honestly don't think that's related to extraterrestrials. I think they did build them. But what's interesting is they kind of like totally disappeared. The people that lived there, like the culture that was there, disappeared.
Like, I think those things look really cool.
Oh, they're awesome. Yeah, they were like Moai.
Yeah. I don't know what they're
Uh,
called, but they look neat.
they're the SpongeBob guy, in SpongeBob, the brainwashing TV program for kids.
Yeah.
Um,
The
under the water, they have like a little Moai guy, a little Easter Island head there. But I mean, yeah, they're interesting. I mean, maybe they just made them that way because they're just unique like that. I mean, you gotta think they're away from all the other mainland, like their little island out there, but their own little culture, their own little world. They didn't know about the other cultures and other worlds and other countries around the world. They just knew about that one little island that they lived on. So they had to come up with something to burn up their time. So why not build sculptures of themselves?
So how did they move these things? Like, do you think they just had a whole bunch of people tie a rope around it and pull it along?
Well, like I said, they had time to burn. They had a population there. Okay, I know for a fact they were malnutrition or malnourished or whatever, because they didn't have a lot of vegetation or
They got fish.
A lot of animal. They've had fish, but they didn't have. They were really smart, obviously, but they didn't have a lot of protein sources and stuff like that. And
Well, I wouldn't say they wouldn't.
Time.
I wouldn't say they didn't know about any other people, because how the hell do you get to an island in the first place? You gotta start somewhere.
I believe we got there, but there was nothing there to find. There were just ruins. I'm not saying that for a fact. I'm not saying that for a fact, but either in World War II we came there and that's when they were discovered. When we were finding islands to set base ups and landing strips and whatnot. I think we found it then. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that.
My question is how the people of Easter Island got there in the first place. Like, yes, they may have been their own separate culture, but how the hell did they get there in the first place? Because humans don't just kind of pop up like,
Maybe.
They don't blow in the wind.
Okay, I'm gonna blow your mind here. Think, we're going back to Atlantis now. The lost civilization, the people that all of a sudden got lost. Where did they go? Did they just die, or did they spread out across the whole world and find these little hidden spots and just live their lives there? Maybe Easter Island was actually the civilization of Atlantis or part of it, and they just decided to stay on the planet, or they decided to find an island and try to live the rest of their life on. I don't know, but it's a theory. It's a possibility, and that's what you got to look at when you're talking about stuff like this. You got to look at the possibilities. If your mind is closed, you only see one possibility, and that's probably bullshit.
So they probably would have similarities to other cultures, just because they probably had to come from another culture.
Well, they did worship the sun and all that. And not only that,
every culture did that.
Yeah, they worship because they realized the sun and the stars are important. Mm-hmm. Particularly one star. I can't remember what star it was, but they knew this star was very important, and many cultures represented this in cave paintings, and also they worshipped it as well. It's hard to say if they were worshiping this because it's just the brightest star, or it's an important star for some reason to do with their agriculture or whatever. But it's also a possibility that maybe extraterrestrials came to Earth, said this is where we came from, this is our home planet, and they pointed up to the star, and then from then on, the cultures all around the world got visited by these extraterrestrials, and so what did they do? They built these same structures. Now, how did each continent that never visited each other, or each country never visited each other, build the same thing, worship the same star, okay, and then also have the same figurines, the same headdresses and stuff like that, worship and similarity? How did they all do that when they never knew each other at all? That can't be a coincidence. Okay, that has to be some type of influence.
Or not.
And it could be an extraterrestrial influence.
Or not.
How so?
Here's the example of twins. Separate them at birth, come back in 30 years. You'll find similarities no matter what, even in how they act.
But these are totally different cultures. These are totally different people, totally different,
Yes, but we've all probably originated in the same place.
Yeah.
How we spread out is beyond me.
But just like you said, Easter Island, where did they come from?
Yeah, and think about it too. If they originated from South America,
where did they come from?
How the hell did they make a boat that would get them however far onto an island? And how the hell did they manage to find the island?
Native Americans, Africans, they built primitive boats, canoes, if you will.
Yeah, they can build them, but what are the chances in such a large ocean of finding just that one island?
Wait, which island?
Easter Island. If they came from South America,
Yeah.
Which kind of makes a fair bit of sense.
Yeah.
And they got on a boat and one day decided we're just going to leave.
Yeah.
The chances of finding an island really aren't that great.
Well, that's why I think they didn't come there by that means. They didn't get to the Easter Island by that means.
I think the whole alien thing's kind of a little more...
a little more logical.
Yeah, I think so.
Because
I can find with an airplane.
Where did they swim? Were they Olympic swimmers or something? They just swim out to Easter Island from another continent or a country? Wherever?
Yeah, they swim back and forth every day.
You got to look at the possibilities. The possibility is extraterrestrials visited Earth long ago. Look at the cave paintings. You can't tell me those aren't indicative or those don't depict aliens or depict flying spaceships. You can't tell me that doesn't.
Every single culture worships some sort of flying god.
What is the famous words in the Bible? Chariots coming down from the heavens. Now you got to look at what did primitive man, how do they interpret space or other planets? How do they interpret spaceships? They interpret them as chariots because a chariot is a means of transportation. And when you see a chariot coming down, that means there's possibly a craft coming down because a craft today is a transportation device. A chariot back then was a transportation device. So they interpreted that as a chariot, not a... They could say, oh, a spaceship was coming down from space. They said a chariot was coming down from the heavens because heavens is up there.
If you landed an airplane there, how are they going to react, you know?
Yeah, there comes an airplane, guys. Yeah.
There's the 747 right there.
No, they had different language. They didn't have the language or the knowledge to say extraterrestrials or aliens or be able to communicate that.
Flying saucer.
Flying saucer, a chair,
UFO.
They didn't have that. So you got to look at how the Bible was interpreted, how the cave paintings are depicted, and what they are the whole broader picture is there. What they're trying to depict. They're depicting actual extraterrestrial contact with mankind. And then they're depicting and basically worshiping them as gods by putting the structures up, by creating figurines out of them, by doing cave paintings. The list goes on.
Well, hey,
and the mainstream media and the archaeologists, they're totally either they know the truth and they're not allowed to tell us, or they just don't give a fuck.
Well, yeah, and that's a good point. Like, maybe that's where our religions come from in the first place. We seen a bunch of aliens and we thought, yep, there's the gods, and then they never came back.
Oh, here's the angels. Angels are the good aliens, right? Because angels are good. Yeah. And then we got devils. Okay, devils is bad, so we got bad aliens. The devils are the bad aliens. The angels are the good aliens.
There you go. One was enslaving us, and the other one was helping us.
And so what happened was, the good aliens beat the bad aliens. The good aliens left, and mankind was left to fend for themselves because they beat the bad aliens. Now, who are the bad aliens in the Bible? Who are the bad species or angels or whatever, powerful all beings? Who are the bad ones in the Bible? The Nephilim. The Nephilim, I believe.
It is?
They were called the Nephilim, I believe it was. And so the Bible doesn't really describe the Nephilim. It doesn't say where they came from, really. Well, it does in a way, but it's kind of, the Bible's kind of obscure like that. I mean, it was written by man, so written by man, interpreted by man, if you will, because the Bible is totally misinterpreted. It's using primitive language and primitive knowledge to, and it's been using that all this time. It hasn't. We didn't interpret the chariots into spaceships. We didn't interpret beings or gods or angels coming down as aliens or whatever. We didn't interpret that like we were supposed to. We were supposed to interpret that as that. And there's so many books, scriptures left out of the Bible. It's ridiculous. Look at
it's conveniently left out.
Oh yeah, it's conveniently left out for a reason. The Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch is one of the most interesting scriptures I've read ever, and it was left out. Why? Why was it left out? Because it describes alien encounters. It describes all types of alien interaction with mankind.
Well, then obviously,
leave that out.
The reason it was left out is it didn't fit into a political agenda.
Not only that, but it was also in the book. It's also obvious that it was aliens and not angels. It's also very obvious that it was aliens, not angels. Okay.
Well, and if you believe in this New World Order thing, they don't
Yeah.
want you to know about any of that stuff. Aliens don't exist.
Oh yeah. Well, when
And
we go into that realm, that's a totally different story because the reason why is people believe that aliens are like all aliens are bad, and the government is in with the aliens, and they're just totally ready to destroy all mankind and all that
well,
bullcrap.
most people believe that, but the funny thing is, like I said, one of our former defense ministers here in Canada says, not quite. He says that they'd be willing to actually give us more technology if we'd stop killing one another and fight and having wars with
You
one
gotta
another all the
understand.
time.
Yeah. You gotta understand these alien beings that supposedly came to Earth are very highly advanced. Now,
Now he,
yes, there always is bad and good things. Just
well,
like there's
well,
bad,
yeah,
just
that's
like
kind of what.
there's bad and good things on Earth. There's bad people, good people, and so on.
And
There's gonna be that out in the universe. So why not suspect that there's bad aliens that visit us and there's good aliens that visit
it's
us?
kind of what I get into, yeah. And he says there's been about 4 different species that have visited us.
That's
And
possible.
he says, it's possible, and he says the ones that we know of,
Yep.
and he says the species that we do know of, he says most of them are willing to help us, but there's a few that would much rather not.
Wow. I want you guys to look at I think it's NASA. Look at this website, okay? This is a very good website to monitor the sun. Now, there's a telescope out in space monitoring the sun, and it's actually you're able to look at it all the time. Now, sometimes NASA is able to cover up what really happens out there, but sometimes they miss some stuff. I'm going to try to find this website for you guys because it's a very good website. I have videos on my YouTube, my personal YouTube channel, that show actual ships out there in space that stop, move, stop, and maneuver intelligently. That can be a rock or whatever, an asteroid. If it was an asteroid, it would continuously move because it's out in space. There has nothing there to stop it or to move it along. It's got to have its own propulsion to be able to stop, move, and turn and do all that crazy maneuvers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to find this website.
Well, while you're finding that, you've been doing this for about 30 minutes, so we gotta kind of move forward now.
Well, hey, did I warn him or not, guys? Did I warn him or not? I warned you, bud.
Oh, I expected it.
Good.
Oh yeah,
I got tons of lore up here, man.
Yeah, maybe we'll get into those here in a minute, but we gotta.
It's all that research. It's all that research.
Yeah, I want to do this research too. I do.
Well, you'd be very good at it, Cole. You'd be very good because
yeah.
all the stuff I've seen from the past few 2 years that I've known you, or 2 years.
No, it's a year.
No, 2012 is when I. When 2014.
2013.
What?
Late 2012.
December. I thought it was in December after when because that's. Oh no, I did. I got the iPad Mini in January, so yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah.
I even did some research and found a UFO story right here locally that occurred in the 60s, and there's a bunch of documentation. I've never been mentioned 60s either. Nobody's ever brought it up ever since.
Oh, why? Why is that?
There's these kids running through a neighborhood, right? It's kind of heading home, and they seen this UFO in a cemetery, so they run in. And I don't remember the story exactly, but either way, the next morning they found the ground where they said the UFO was. It was all burned and black. I guess it was gravel too, or a little gravel trail within there. You drive in, it was all burned and all that. Apparently, you can see pictures of it, and it's black and white, but you can see different darker spots. And it hasn't been mentioned since. And I haven't heard any mention of it since 1967. And when you go research these people, they're nowhere to be found.
That's very interesting there. Huh.
Unless, I'll look into it again, see if I can find them. But
yeah. I went ahead and bookmarked the website that I go to all the time to monitor the
What's the website?
The website is, I'll put it in the description for you guys after the live show's over with. It's Soho, www.nascom.nasa.gov. Now, you're saying this is controlled by the government, but they're not able to hide it all the time because you got to think it's out there in space. It takes a while for them to control it because the signal and all that, whatever, the radiation and all that kind of stops it. So sometimes they're not able to block out stuff at certain times. This is live data that comes through. So you're monitoring the sun live, basically, getting that data back.
Yeah, with maybe a few minutes delay, depending on how far away the satellite is.
Yeah, a few minutes delayed, yes. But go ahead and check out the links in the description. I'll add this website here, and I'll also add a video from my main channel that shows an actual craft around the sun.
I gotta see that.
Right? Yes, you do. You do.
Okay,
And I
so
caught it, so you
that's
just
your
gotta
video.
monitor it. Yep, you just gotta monitor it. You gotta monitor it, and once you see something, make sure you record it because I want to see it.
Perfect. So moving on, the government shuts down 11-year-old girl's cupcake business in Illinois. Lots of children like to sell things like cupcakes and lemonade when they're young. Most would think it's pretty good to see some kid out there selling cupcakes and lemonade opposed to selling things like drugs. It's nice to see kids out there doing something good and even gets them out of the house, away from their electronics. Sounds like a wonderful situation, doesn't it, Jason?
Oh yes.
The majority of us would like to would praise a kid for doing such a thing. It might even bring back some memories to some older people and of their childhood days. But as we've seen many times in the past, various municipalities and governments find just about any reason to shut down children who dare do something good. Most of these cases I've heard pertain to these kids failing to have a business license. But this case is just ridiculous. Chloe Sterling was operating a cupcake business. It wasn't a full-on huge bakery type thing, but in Illinois. Keep in mind, she's only 11. It was starting to gain some ground. From what I understand, she operated this at home along with her mother. Her little business was featured on the front page of a local website. Now you'd think this would be a good thing for her, except that's what got her shut down. Shortly after her story was posted to the front page of a local website, the health department showed up telling her that she did not have the proper permits and was in violation of state food sanitation code. They also claimed that she needed a licensed kitchen. Now let's think about this for a minute. Kids can't even sell cupcakes anymore. What about schools that have bake sales? What about churches? Who's going to shut them down? Come on, people. These people must have their priorities backwards or something, because an 11-year-old girl selling cupcakes doesn't sound like such a bad thing. Why not go after something a little more important, like a restaurant? I'm sure they could find something much, much worse at a restaurant or a local bakery or something, other than failing to have the proper permits, because I'm sure they've all got that. But I'm sure you could find something wrong, something dirty, dropping food on the floor. You know that happens.
Oh yeah.
Whatever happened to letting kids be kids? Today it seems we impose stupid laws on kids. Why not praise them for doing such a good thing? At least they're not out, doing and selling drugs. So what if they don't have the permit? If she was running a full-fledged restaurant, I could understand. But this wasn't a huge operation. She wasn't really harming anyone, so leave her alone and let her sell her little cupcakes there.
There you go.
It's just an awful thing to do to these kids. These people must be extremely bored if they're going to go after an 11-year-old girl or something, right?
One word, Colin. You know what that word is.
Agreed.
There you go. That's what it is.
And he's right. Jason mentioned it in the comments section on the article last night, and he's very right. You know what? They did this because the government can't tax the shit out of her. They want to make money.
They can't make money off of them. So, and I think that's where it goes to say when you mentioned about the churches and schools doing these bake sales. Well, the government can make money off of the schools and the churches. So.
Well, here's my question then. I got one more.
They're okay with that.
What about if you're having a party at your house and you're cooking a meal or something? Do you need a food handling permit?
I hope the hell not, because I definitely broke some laws there.
If
my life.
If you're baking some cupcakes for your friends, do you need a licensed kitchen?
No.
Do you need a business license?
But I definitely agree with you where it's kind of crazy how they're not taxing or not going after the churches with the bake sales, not going after the banks or whatever, all these other businesses and corporations, not going after them. But yeah, a little 11-year-old and their mother make money off of doing this.
Well, I guess if you have a lemonade stand or selling cupcakes, what you need to do is you need to put a cross right beside your little stand there.
Yeah,
so when they come up, you're like, you see that?
And what the thing is I'm going to say it, and I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash, but I'm going to say it. I believe that churches are getting into the corporate world, the government world.
Well, sure they are.
It's another means for the government to brainwash the people, and that's exactly what they're doing with the churches.
Churches are rich, whether you want to admit it or not.
Oh God,
they are not hurting for money.
I've seen churches out of mansions, like fucking holy God.
Well, even churches here, you look at them, and they are just massive churches, like $1 million churches.
So basically what they're doing is they're profiting off of your faith.
Yeah, exactly. You come there and you're like, it's free and all that, but here, donate.
That's disgusting.
Exactly.
Whoever's involved in that needs to be either put out on Easter Island and no means of transportation back to the mainland and just fend for themselves, or put in Guantanamo Bay or Alcatraz or whatever. I know Alcatraz is shut down, I believe, but I mean.
You can still waterboard them.
Yeah, waterboard them. Yeah, like Yusuf said last night.
But you know, like I say at the end of this article, like first of all, this is total stupid what they were doing. Like it wasn't a big box store, it wasn't a bakery, it wasn't a restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoever decided to buy these cupcakes for $10. Yeah, I guess it might seem a little expensive, but hey, why not?
Well, I think the thing is the mother was involved. The mother's an adult, so is she doing the right thing by profiting off of this?
She's doing the right thing by getting involved.
Yeah, but she's also profiting too, because you got to think that.
I suppose.
Has she put this information in with the taxes and all that? Like, is this like what is she doing with that? Like, is she just doing this off the side, not telling anybody? I mean.
Oh, I don't think it was big enough to do that. I don't think it was big enough to do that. You know.
Oh, okay. It wasn't. They weren't making enough money off of it.
No. They weren't operating. Like I said, they weren't operating in a full-on bakery or something. Where, But
well, hey, if you're doing something on the sidelines and you're making money off of it, enough money that is, you have to file that with your taxes. You have to file that and add that in.
Yeah, you just put that in. But
if you don't do that, and that's evading, and you're going to be put in prison for that.
Yes, yeah. You're told that you have to pay taxes. Yes, to a system that doesn't work.
I know. Hey, I'm not disagreeing with that part. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. Basically, if you don't pay it, they just come down and put you in a cage.
But like you said, it's totally wrong that they're not doing this to other bake sales across the world, country.
Like these health inspectors should have just found some restaurant and done some random inspection, Yeah,
but the thing is they're paying their taxes. They're paying the government. The government's controlling that whole area, so they're okay.
There's more. Like I said, these people knew what they were buying. It's not like they thought it was coming from a fully licensed bakery.
What type of food was this? What type of food? Like
cupcakes.
Cupcakes. That's it. That's not like fucking breads and fucking.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't cupcakes, breads, cakes.
Yeah.
Brownies.
No, it was just cupcakes. That was it.
Yeah,
so they're not trying to start a business out of it. They're just doing it for whatever means.
For whatever.
Raising money.
It's like selling lemonade.
For charity or something. Yeah, exactly. I mean, my dad did it. I tried to do it when I was young, but the economy was bad when I tried to do it. So I couldn't afford that glass of lemonade, did you guys?
Yeah.
That red Chevy pickup. I remember you there, buddy.
And just like all across North America, even in here in Canada, you want to sell lemonade, and you need a business license.
Yeah.
Like, come on! Like, do you really need a business license?
Even if you're a minor.
Even if you're a minor, yeah, business license. It doesn't matter if you're 5 years old. You need a business license to operate a lemonade stand.
Damn.
Actually, in Ontario, I believe, the police came down and shut down a lemonade stand.
That is pathetic. One word, Cole. What is it? What's that word?
Greed.
Yep. There you go.
The police shut down a lemonade stand.
The police shut it down. Holy shit.
Like
greedy sons of bitches, guys.
Like I understand, the cops doing their job too.
Yeah.
But come on, guys, like
we're just following orders.
Don't you have murderers to catch or something?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The bigger picture, the more important shit.
Like if you want to buy some lemonade if you're thirsty or something, don't come and shut them down and say, "Where's your business license?" Being all tough and all that.
I do.
But listen to this though.
Yeah.
The story I was just telling you about.
Yeah.
It was an old lady that called the police.
It was what?
Listen to this. She called 911 on neighborhood kids running a lemonade stand for charity on Canada Day, which is like our
That is fucking
July
pathetic.
thing.
What's wrong with this woman? She greedy or jealous?
She called 911 because they were selling lemonade.
Oh, yes. What's the emergency, ma'am? There's a lemonade attack in my neighborhood. There's boys out there selling lemonade.
The police should have come down and fined her for wasting their time.
Yeah, there you go. I do want to make one thing noted here. My cousin, Linda, I'm just going to say her first name, but my cousin, she commented on the story and said that it's an interesting article and that we don't know the full story. And I think what she's talking about is what I mentioned earlier about the mother involved with this. Is she evading taxes and getting this money?
Well, like I said, I don't think there's enough money to be made there, really.
Yeah. That's what I got to know is how much money she was making, because there is a certain amount that you
But
have
even
to,
then, though, it wouldn't be health inspectors that would have any part to do with that.
No.
It would not be
It would be
anywhere
more
within the health
federally,
department. The IRS type thing.
Yeah.
Federal agents would come down and, what the fuck's this?
What's the fuck? Where's your,
Mm-hmm.
Where's the money you owe us?
The health inspectors don't come and go, you know, you owe the other department money. Like, you don't owe us anything, but the other department. It doesn't work that well.
It's another way to get him more money, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, like, you have to pay both departments, you know. But I think it would have been a tax issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, the IRS, federal agents type thing would have come down and, you know, would have shut her down differently and probably would have hauled her away.
The thing is, Cole, the thing is that I'm not totally sure on the legalities and cleanliness and the licenses that you have to have for that.
Well, honestly, I think if you're going to do something like that, obviously your customers understand what they're buying. They understand that this isn't necessarily licensed. They understand it's probably homemade. They understand this isn't a bakery. It's the handling, the way it was handled was probably much different than what it would have been in a bakery.
Yeah.
They understand that. They purchased it. They put their money there. They knew what they were eating.
They knew that exactly. There you go.
It's not like this was a big surprise.
It's on the customer, not the seller.
Like, hey, fuck, you can't even sell milk that's not pasteurized. That's illegal.
Oh, I want to talk about something real quick. Just one mention. Have you heard of these the fake snow theory?
Fake snow theory. Is it like snow you can like light on fire?
Snow that doesn't melt, meaning it doesn't put off water.
I heard of something about that.
And the snow that burns and turns black when you
yes,
put
I
it
heard
in
about
the
that.
fire. You heard about that? What do you think on that?
Well, is this the snow they just found, or was this
previous snow from the past snowfalls? They go outside, pick up snow, and try to burn it, and no water comes off of it, and it turns black when you burn it, and it smells like plastic when it smokes.
No, that's weird. I was gonna say if they got it off a movie set, I can understand, but if
no, this is like going outside getting snow. It's all over. It's big news. It's actually big news. It's all over the world.
That's weird. I don't have to try that here, but I think our snow's working properly. It's already melting.
Yeah, definitely. Go. What I want you to do is go out and get some snow. Try to melt it with a lighter.
Yeah.
And see if water drips off of it.
All right.
Also see if it turns black.
Huh? Yeah, because it shouldn't do that. It should just immediately turn to a liquid.
Exactly. So if it does that, then you know that snow. There's something wrong with that snow. And the theory is it's the chemtrails that is causing this.
It could be that. It could be chemtrails. It could be all the pollution in the air too.
Yeah.
Think about all the stuff that chemtrails does make a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense because you got the snowflakes falling. Think about all the stuff they can pick up while they're falling.
Pick up's on its way down, exactly.
And then he has to go through however many miles before it hits the ground, and then you gotta wonder.
Yeah, you gotta wonder, guys. Like I said, keep your mind open to all the possibilities. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's endless possibilities to everything and anything. I mean.
Yeah, but
there's a possibility tomorrow could be the end of the world and you not even know it, okay?
It's possibility the end of the world could be the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, come on. What the fuck's wrong with you guys? Open your mind.
Will it happen? Well, we can't say. It could.
I know.
It could.
Open your minds, guys. Open your minds.
And with this Cupcake thing, I'll keep an eye on it and see what happens, but I don't think it was a tax issue. If it was, there would have been different agents that showed up.
It was a greed issue.
Yeah, there would have been a different set of agents that would have showed up, and there would have also been a police car, and there also would have been handcuffs, and there also would have been people going into the back of the police car, so it would have been a slightly different scenario.
One of my favorite articles is coming up.
Here we go. So the next article, police repeatedly punch man in back of head in the middle of the road. This happened in Phoenix, Arizona. It's nice and warm. I would be there right now. Jeez. It's supposed to get even colder here.
Holy cow.
So we had like nice warm spell. Now it's all just cold, getting nice and cold again. There are lots of reasons a police officer may use force and punch an individual. A person might be resisting arrest, harming an officer, and so on. There are endless reasons that would explain why an officer may use force for the purposes of this article, punch someone. In the above video, you see, well, actually, you can't really see the video, but basically there's a video, and in that video, you see, geez, hang on. There we go. You see an officer repeatedly punching a man in the middle of the road. It appears they pulled him out of his vehicle for whatever reason. Right before the man is punched, the maker of the video notes that the man that's being beaten might have his hands behind his back. Now, I can't guarantee that. I can't verify it because it's actually quite hard to tell in the video. He might have his hands back there. It's hard to say. It's hard to tell in the video. But that's another fact to look at. And as well, they had another officer sitting on him. Okay? But even though his hands might have been behind his back and an officer was definitely on top of him, one cop still felt the need to repeatedly start punching him in the back of the head, ramming his elbow into him. Of course, obviously he's got his face, right up against the asphalt of the road, so
Oh yeah.
obviously gonna get,
slamming his head into the asphalt too sometimes.
Yeah, so it's gonna get all bloody and all that. Now I'm not quite sure what he did, but it looks like some sort of raid. I'm not quite sure what the reasoning for it was. But I'd like to think there was a legitimate reason for that use of force, and I'm sure you would too, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to think.
What I like is how he's punching the guy.
I do too, and the interesting thing is...
He's like this. Is the screen on me here? The officer's like going... Like he's not like going, wham, wham.
Well, actually, when he first hit him, he punched his head off.
I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Is he like...
I don't know if you've seen that.
Like a rabbit or something?
When he first hit the guy, he punched his head off.
Yeah, punched his head off. Well, because it probably like swung up.
The force or that too, yeah. And I have to say though, from what we see in the video, it looks like the man really wasn't resisting arrest. But if you have a guy sitting on you, you're probably gonna squirm around a little bit when the cops are, moving your hands around.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you move if you move your arm, you're resisting arrest. They start punching you.
Take a look at the description. We'll have the link for this article and the video with it too, so you guys can watch it and judge for yourself.
Now, and I was very open about this article. Is just trying to figure out whether maybe it was police brutality, maybe it wasn't.
Because we don't know what he did.
Exactly. The guy could have maybe had a gun.
But he wasn't.
Actually, that's the standard excuse. Never mind. So he probably didn't have a gun.
Yeah. He wasn't resisting arrest though.
No. If what we've seen in the video, he wasn't resisting arrest. So I'd say it's 95% likely he didn't need to be punched.
No, and several times too. I mean.
Yeah,
And then slammed on the asphalt. Freaking holy god.
Well, yeah, you're gonna fuck him right up.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what they targeted him for, but.
Maybe he didn't like his car. His car's...
Yeah, exactly. So it was nicer than what the cops had.
Yeah.
Nicer than
bitch.
Oh, yeah. But I'd say it's probably police brutality.
Yeah, that's what you think, Cole?
I think so. Is there a chance that maybe it wasn't? Yeah, and I agree with that. I'd say there's a chance there wasn't. But I'd say there's a much larger chance there was. And
one deciding factor is if we could find out what this man did.
Yeah, I'd like to find out, and hopefully there's some sort of investigation, but I'm going to keep an eye on this. But if it does turn out that it was unjustified use of force, these cops were definitely road pirates.
Yeah. One quick note, guys, I want to make, because I want to get this out there, okay? Censorship.
Oh, yes.
Our website was basically censored. The video was censored from our website, so we couldn't, when we click on the video, it wouldn't go to no video. It said it was censored or whatever. It was marked out, or copyright material or whatever.
Yeah, it didn't say it was censored.
yeah, it was censored.
Yeah.
So we got the video back up. I also talked to the guy the original uploader, and I kind of was like, why did because I thought it was him that did it, but it wasn't him. So it was obviously somebody else that censored it for some reason. But the only person that could do that would be the original uploader, and the government, or
Oh yeah, the government can do a lot of things.
So it was obviously somebody that did it besides the original uploader.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to make that clear because we've been having some type of censorship problems with our Facebook and with our website. We've been noticing views going very low on certain articles, especially police brutality articles. And then articles like Mandela passing away.
Yeah, we gotta write an article about Justin Bieber. Just see how it does.
We write an article about Justin Bieber. It's gonna get a lot more views than a police brutality case where the police was totally wrong in doing what he did.
Yeah, exactly.
The more important article gets hidden. The stupid bullshit article gets blown up in.
Yeah. Like, so here's Deaf Man getting shit beat out of him.
But that's the thing.
More on Bieber.
That's the thing. We know what's important. What is important is the stuff that matters, and this matters to me and Cole. So this should obviously matter to you, but a lot of people it doesn't matter to because all they care about is a Miley Cyrus Thrift video.
Yeah, and of course, me and Jason, we were looking at song lyrics. We compared Miley Cyrus to some song from 1973, and the song from 1973 was just kind of a deep song, taking on some love story.
It had a story to it.
Miley Cyrus? That was just some weird fucked up thing.
It was like either she's talking about sex, some type of fetish, or she was dying. And it wasn't rhyming at all.
Yeah, at least there was a rhyme in the other song from 1973.
It was completely just totally. I mean, good God, was she fucked up when she was singing it or writing it or what?
like, I don't know, stoned. But even the songwriters from the '60s that were stoned could come up with better music than that.
Yeah,
They might sound stoned too, but at least they can come up with good music.
at least it sounds good.
But we're gonna move into the second last article.
Alrighty.
Gun bans are pointless and put innocent people at risk.
Very true. Very true.
So I'm sick of hearing. Have you read this?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So I'm sick of hearing how bad gun bans are. Or wait. Sorry, hang on. Start this again. I'm sick of hearing how bad guns are. I'm sick of hearing how all gun owners are made to feel bad because one person decided to do something horrible with a gun. People do horrible things with knives, fists, cars, and no one is calling the ban those except for knives. Or our wonderful former mayor in Edmonton thought that would be a wonderful idea. Like that never got much shit traction.
Wow.
When someone is punched, no one blames the fist. Now that's obviously just nonsense if you blame the fist. Exactly. When someone kills an innocent person in an automobile accident, you blame the driver, not the car. When somebody gets stabbed, most of the time you blame the person, not the knife.
Yep.
So what makes guns any different? Every time there's a mass shooting, the government and those against guns twist it into another reason as to why guns should be banned. First off, I think it's sickening to see that people would twist a tragedy like what happened in Newtown, Connecticut, if you believe in that, to align with their political agenda. Many people, including the wonderful tyrant Obama, twisted that into another reason to ban guns. The events of that December day were tragic, yes, but that doesn't mean that every man and woman was responsible for that because they simply owned a gun. When there's a major accident on a highway somewhere and there's loss of life, were you responsible by simply owning a motor vehicle? Obviously not. That seems to be the logic with guns. Everyone is responsible for tragedies that involved a firearm somehow. Even if you're on the other side of the country, you're responsible for it somehow. Now, I personally see no problem with owning firearms. Assuming you know how to use them, handle them safely, and aren't mentally ill, there isn't a problem. And you're most certainly not responsible for any gun crimes you didn't commit. The logic with that is, let's say you live on the west coast of the United States and someone gets into an automobile on the east coast. In that case, there's no sense in shaming you for owning a vehicle or driving, but that would be nothing but nonsense. But if the same scenario involved guns, you'd be shamed for owning a gun, even though you had nothing to do with it, whatever happened, and you're on the opposite end of the country. If people want to blame something when something terrible happens, blame the person, not the weapon. That should be common sense, you'd think. If someone gets hit with a baseball bat, you blame the person, not the baseball bat.
I want to mention something. What's really interesting is one of our adverts that is on this article is what you must know before you carry conceal. It's a carry concealed advertisement for getting a permit to carry and conceal.
Oh wow. Guns can be used for a lot of good. They can be used for self-defense, unlike 911. Sure, they tell you calling the police is a wonderful idea. But look at it this way. Suppose someone broke into your home. The intruder is armed with a gun. Now, in a world without guns and self-defense, you call 911. They say they'll be there in 5 to 10 minutes. What happens in those crucial minutes? What if the intruder attempts to harm you? What are the police going to do when they aren't there? You have no line of defense. In those crucial minutes, you could be seriously injured or killed. Remember, the intruder in this situation has a gun. You don't. By the time the police show up, it's all over, and the intruder is most likely gone. You're either dead or seriously injured. Or your stuff's gone. But let's do this again. If we go over that scenario again, and let's say you're armed with a gun this time. So the intruder breaks in, has a gun. You see the intruder, and you see that he has a gun. The intruder is obviously a threat, and he presents himself in a threatening way. If being in your house isn't threatening enough, and you shoot. Then you call 911. The police arrive in 5 to 10 minutes. They have their guy. You're unharmed. Pretty different outcomes there, aren't there, Jason?
Absolutely, and actually that's exactly what I would do.
There you go.
Pop out, done.
And of course, why?
Over.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing. You're like, who are you? Just and
he comes in with a gun. You don't know him. He's breaking and entering.
Being in your house is threatening enough.
He's done at the doorway. He's done at the doorway.
Exactly. Wow. Being in your house should be threatening enough.
Oh yeah, especially this one where there's fucking
And so why were the scenarios so different? Because in the second scenario, you and the intruder were on level ground. That's the problem with banning guns. Gun bans put you at a disadvantage. The criminal is always going to have a gun. Legislation isn't going to prevent him from obtaining a firearm. Another reason to have guns would be, the recreational side of things. You can go hunting, target. You can shoot some targets, like we were talking with Jason, like an hour ago.
Yeah. I got a video of me shooting, actually, so go ahead and watch that.
There you go. Not everything that can be done with a gun is bad. Yeah. As you can probably tell, I have no issues with guns. Guns used in the right way are a wonderful thing. Sure, there are terrible things that can occur with them, and they're always going to happen. Yeah. Just as there are terrible things that occur with cars, kitchen knives. No one is trying to ban cars. How would you react if the government told you to hand over your kitchen knife set because something bad might happen?
Fuck off.
What do you think of that, Jason?
I think that's fucking ridiculous, banning guns because of people doing stupid shit with them. I mean,
exactly.
Cole says it perfectly. Okay, he also compares it to banning cars. I mean, people get killed because of cars, but when a person gets killed by a car, you don't blame the car, you blame the person. So why couldn't that be implemented with guns? Don't blame the gun. The gun is not like doing shit on itself.
Yeah,
it's the person pulling the freaking trigger that's doing it. So arrest the guy, put him in prison, whatever, put him in electric chair or whatever. I'm not sure what your state has on that, electrocution and all that, but
very few, I think, at this point.
Yeah. Well, lethal injection or whatever. But
yeah,
do that, but don't ban guns and don't say guns are the problem. Guns are the means for us to defend ourselves, for us to feed ourselves, for recreational use, target practice, skeet shooting. I mean, you can't blame the gun. You can't put it all on the gun. It's not the gun's fault. Yeah, it's a means of killing them, but you can say that for every other type of device or every other type of object. I mean, you could kill anybody.
Look, Jay, you could probably kill somebody with your iPhone if you tried hard enough.
Yeah, ban your fist. Ban freaking pens. Oh shit! I'm getting worked up here. Ban your pens. Ban your pencils. Ban every freaking thing because you can basically kill anybody.
That's a point right
with
there.
Anything. Yeah, there you go. Well, this one's there you go.
In his gun bans are
stupid. Guys, I knocked my microphone down.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't hear that? I was like...
You weren't sure what that was.
Yeah, I knocked my microphone.
There's no sense in banning them. Because, nobody's... Like Jason, if somebody gets drunk and they get into a car accident and they kill somebody, you don't blame the beer and you don't blame the car.
No.
You blame the person.
Blame the person.
You blame the person for their bad choice by drinking and driving, and not paying attention to the road.
Yeah.
It's... People need to defend themselves. Every single animal on this planet...
And that's what the government realizes, is people are going to use weapons for not only for recreational use and to feed themselves and stuff like that, but they're also going to use it to defend themselves, and they might have to defend themselves against the government at some point. That's going to happen. Look at all the other countries that are going and rising up, and they're having access to weapons. So they want to inhibit our access by saying guns are the problem with murders and so on. That's not the case.
They say that Switzerland, they have all the guns there, and they have the world's lowest crime rate. I wonder how that happened. Think about this. Every single animal is allowed to defend themselves. If you run up to a bear and kick it, it's going to fight back.
Yeah.
You do that to any animal, it's going to try and fight back, whether it be to run away or just fight you.
Just compare one person with a gun and one person without a gun. The person with a gun would not be afraid of the other person because he has no means of defending himself.
Exactly, you're on level ground.
If you gave a person each person a gun, they probably wouldn't even shoot each other because they know there's a possible chance of them getting hit too because the other person has the same.
Well, think about this. Texas has a lot of guns. And you're more likely to be punched in Texas.
Than shot.
Yeah, you're more likely to be punched to death than actually shot to death.
Jeez.
I wonder how that happened. And they got all the guns there.
See, you just gotta look at the facts, and the facts are guns are not the problem. It's the people behind the gun.
The only species on this planet that isn't allowed to defend itself are humans. Yeah. We've made it that way. I wonder how that worked.
Good one.
We've made it that way that we cannot defend ourselves. It's bad to defend yourself. Cole, it's racist to defend yourself.
Cole, I'm going to tweet that out right now. Now, what was I'm going to quote it. What was the quote?
Humans are the only animal on this planet that can't defend themselves.
All right, I'll tweet that out as News in General. Make sure to retweet it, guys, at News in General on Twitter.
It's just, we made it that way. Like, everything, it's racist, it's bad, oh, it's dangerous, oh, guns are bad, like your kitchen knives are bad. Like, I guess that hammer in your garage is bad, too. You might be able to hit somebody with it. Like, it's meant for a nail, but, you can do other things with it.
Sorry for that typing. I'm not sure if you guys heard it.
Yeah.
Humans are the only species on Earth that are not allowed to defend themselves.
Exactly. It's illegal to defend yourself.
I'm going to quote that, and...
Now, obviously, some states obviously have, laws that, make it easier to defend yourself, and, that way you don't get thrown in jail if you defend yourself.
Yeah. Hey, guys, we
but
got a
generally, it's still
hashtag, by
looked
the
down
way.
upon.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's just hashtag News General, isn't it? Yeah.
We got a hashtag,
We're gonna go to
so anytime you want to talk to us or want to, communicate or, tweet something, hashtag it News in General on Twitter.
There you go.
Corporate social network there.
Yeah. And we're going to take a look at our last story, but we do this one a little differently.
Yes.
Police intimidating motorists, and of course, ignoring traffic laws. Happens across all over North America when they're pulling people over. Not only do they drive dangerously, but they intimidate you as well. What do you think of that one, Jason? We've all seen it a million times, I'm sure.
I've seen it a million. Down in Florida, I've seen it. I think they think they're allowed to do this because they have a badge and a gun and they have that nice flashy cop car.
And it says police on the side of their car, yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's flashing red and blue lights.
Yeah. But that goes without saying. What about unmarked cars? What about cars? What about off-duty police officers? Do they do that too? I mean,
you gotta wonder.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if they do it off-duty or if they do it only when they have that cop car and that badge and gun on. So they're basically saying, once I get this badge on, once I get this gun on my side, I have extra rights. I'm more powerful.
Exactly.
I can do what I want. Get out of my way. Even if I kill you, it's not my fault.
Exactly.
Even though I didn't have my lights on at the time. Which
that's the case I've seen.
Supposed to do that when they're doing any type of erratic driving or going after somebody. Those lights need to be on just like that.
And in the case that I've seen, they were going through a fairly major intersection, and
3 lanes of traffic you cut across.
And no lights on. They're cutting through an intersection too at the same time. No lights on whatsoever. And they're fucking like, this guy just floored it too. You could hear the fucking engine going.
Did the cam kick in?
And it was something else. And you see the cop go by. And like, oh, that's great. And he's fucking driving all over, getting right on this guy's ass, fucking following him. He changes lanes, follows him again.
Oh, you mentioned it in the article. That is why he's doing it. Intimidation.
Mm-hmm. And in another case too, in a different part of the city, the cop, they go through this major intersection, no lights, nothing, and of course going on a red, and it's dark, and he still doesn't have his lights on, but he's cutting through an intersection, going through a red light.
No, yeah, and then once he gets, he doesn't have his lights on.
No, he didn't have his flashing lights on, just nothing. He just went through the intersection.
You'd think they would have their lights on just to get through the traffic light.
In that intersection, dude, he made it. That's it. Like the intersection that was described in that thing that I read, it's an extremely busy intersection.
So nothing happened. Like, was there ever an incident where there was an accident between a cop and a
in this city? I believe there was one a few years ago. Yeah, I think there was. I think he killed a family. I don't know.
Holy cow!
I don't remember.
Did he get prosecuted?
I'm not. I think something happened. I don't remember. Now something major happened a few years ago. I don't remember what happened. But I know something major happened. Someone died in that one. I know that.
Damn.
Something major happened.
Oh yeah, you're getting paid without. You're getting paid, and you have to be on leave or whatever. But you're gonna get paid. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing how that works.
Killed somebody today, hey.
And every police department across North America does that. Like, you killed someone today, good work, we're going to pay you.
But you have to go on leave.
Yeah, like, good work today, but, you have to go on leave.
And then you're going to come back, and you're going to get a bonus, and you're going to be chief of police, and then you're going to be fucking president of the United States and be a tyrannical president.
Like, if people want, if these cops want to pull people over, that's fine. Turn on your lights, pull them over.
Yeah.
And of course, in my situation, they had a huge opportunity to pull them out of traffic into a parking lot, right? Yet they waited. The cop waited for a nice, quiet residential road.
He didn't want witnesses.
Exactly.
He didn't want anybody to be there to see what was really going on. What would be interesting is, did this guy have a camera? Did this guy have a any type of recording device on him? Because if he did, I would have recorded that incident straight away, just in case if something did happen.
Oh yeah, the first thing you do is.
I want to let you guys know, guys. The co-owner of News in General, Cole Cooper, he's going to be getting his license in what, 1 year's time?
Yes, yeah, I will.
And he said that he's going to have a dash cam for us. So hopefully, in a way, I kind of want him to get pulled over. That way, he can see some good footage.
I want him to get pulled over.
So what I want you to do, Cole, is bash out your brake light once you get your car, and then go drive on the interstate or something, and have cops pull you over, and then be able to record it, and then we put it up on News in General. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Or they just.
The co-owner of Cole Cooper, the anti-police.
Maybe we can get like a cop block sticker, like a bumper sticker.
Oh yeah, they'll pull you over in a heartbeat, man. Oh yeah. So we're gonna give you a ticket for that cop block.
Yeah, what's that bumper sticker for? And then he'll
Are you a terrorist?
No, he'll look at me and go, I think your taillight's broken. He pulls on his baton. Like, I think your taillight's broken.
Are you punching your butt up, sir? Snapping the freaking gloves.
Or they go up to the front. I think your headlight's broken.
Yeah, they go up and bash it. Oh, I'm pulling you over because your taillight's broken. No, it's not, sir. Yes, it is. Walk back, bash the taillight for you.
See, it is now.
Yeah. Fucking dick.
It's like this one case, I seen the cop pulled these guys over, and he was drunk, I guess, this cop. And he pulls out this case of beer from the truck, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, open case of beer, and he opens the fucking can. Like, open can, too. He opens it right in front of him.
Wait, beer can?
Yeah, he opened it right in front of him and just blamed him for that, too.
Holy shit. What a dick. What a dick.
Exactly.
Murder with a pen.
But, yeah, we ban those.
Ban them, guys.
What we need dull, rounded off.
Actually, it's really possible because I've seen a gruesome video. I don't recommend you guys searching this up. A kid in school killed himself with a pencil.
How so? Because I think that one might be a myth. Did he kind of put it on his desk and put it through his nose?
Wham! Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that one is a myth. That one never, thankfully, occurred.
Oh, it didn't? Well, I haven't watched it.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
A few years ago, and unless it's a new case, the one I heard about didn't actually occur. I don't believe it occurred. But could you do it?
Oh.
Well, yeah. You go to the pencil sharpener. They get really sharp.
That was yeah. I thought it was a legit video because it looked legit.
I'd say, is it possible? You can get a pencil pretty damn sharp.
Oh,
so I'd say so.
And then the force of slamming. Oh God, I can't think of doing that, man.
It would go right up. Yeah, you don't want to think about that.
It goes like. Oh yeah, it'll go. Oh, you don't want to think about it.
I think that's about it for this live stream. We're at the 1 hour and 35-minute mark.
Woo!
So that's it for this live stream. Of course, we went over 6. But yes, links obviously down below in the description. We went over 6 different articles. Went over the UFO phenomena as well.
Check out my video on the spaceship that I found. Woo.
Yes, we'll have to check that out.
I got a couple of them.
We'll have that in the description as well. And until next week. I don't know, take care. Oh, wait, one more thing. You can follow us on Twitter at NewsinGeneral. You can follow me at CK270. You can follow Jason at Jason Goyette. That's it for this week.
Peace, people.
Assuming this men's underwear came from her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Just an inference that I just thought of.
Don't even talk about this anymore. Holy God.
What does she do? Does she run over to the guy's bedroom and grab the stuff, from where
I'm gonna do to you.
Like a laundry basket or something? Like.
Jesus, Christmas. Is the live stream up? It doesn't look like the live stream's up.
It is. Let me check.
I'm having problems on the YouTube here.
Okay, Jason, let's see if it's up or not. And the answer is...
Is it the link in the chat? Because I just clicked on the link in the chat here, YouTube.
The answer is... That's a good question.
Because it's not up on my end.
The answer is... Yes, it is up.
It is? Alright, well, let me just go to a different here.
Yeah, just click and... just kind of fast forward into the video. Just click and drag the little thing at the bottom. And just
it might be my internet connection. I think that's...
Well, either way, it's going, so that's a good thing.
Alright, yeah. We got it going. Because I'm trying to add the comments here to the...
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out this fucked up story.
I don't want to figure it out. It's fucking
Think about being the cop, having to see that in the video.
having
Obviously they're never gonna publish this video, and that's a good thing. But like.
Oh wait, you already added it. Never mind.
Yeah, I did that earlier.
I don't, dude. It's just so sickening. Like, I can't wrap my head around why a person would do that and think it would be okay. You know?
I don't know. That's.
You gotta think what type of, like, it was like they said it was dirty underwear, so there's probably like, yeah.
Well, actually, I kind of toned it down a little bit. CBS Cleveland says it had feces in it, so.
Oh, fucking A.
That's what I meant by dirty.
Oh.
I just kind of toned it down, but.
Holy fuck. Oh man, I'm sorry guys. If I was a female and I was a child, well hell, even if I wasn't a female, I was probably so good, but if I was a female and I was the child that had this, I'd beat the crap out of this. I'd kick that woman in her shin and fucking make her go down to the ground and shove it back in her mouth and make her eat that shit.
So let me quote exactly how CBS Cleveland words it.
No, we heard it already. Right,
Downs quickly arrested Sharp after he watched a video of Sharp allegedly forcing men's underwear stained with feces into the 11-year-old granddaughter's mouth. When the girl vomited, Sharp allegedly told her to swallow it.
Oh my god.
And that's how CBS Cleveland describes this.
Insane, guys. Insane. Holy shit. This one deserves to go long time in prison. No, she needs to go to the prisons that are in Mexico where there's feces all over the fucking ground and shit.
Yeah, it's just something else.
Let her live in that. See how she likes it.
Guantanamo Bay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's being closed. The president said it's going to be closed, so...
Yeah, viewers can see it.
Okay, good. I just wanted to show them in the picture of her.
Yeah, she looks messed up in the picture.
Yeah, she looked mentally and, emotionally.
You know, like if she really hated kids that much, then she shouldn't have taken these kids into her custody.
Exactly.
Like, if you're gonna shove underwear down someone's mouth.
Then again, maybe that's the only family member they had to go to, and the mom doesn't want them to go away, so they just have them go with the grandmother.
Right. So here's a picture of her. Hang on, I better make sure they can see it.
Blue box. Make sure you're on blue box.
Yeah. So there we go.
There she is, the accused.
The accused, right there.
There's the accused. Stand trial. Let's do a trial, ladies and gentlemen. He's on trial.
But no, it's just disgusting what she did. Like.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Right?
And did you also talk about how the child threw up in her mouth because of this, and then the grandmother told her to swallow it.
Yeah, I mentioned that. That's just disgusting.
Go ahead.
Like, that's just disgusting.
Oh, frick yeah. And the only reason why she's doing this, or mad or whatever, disciplining them or torturing them, more than torture than discipline.
Torture, yeah.
Yeah. But the only reason why she's doing this is because the child accidentally stepped on the lady's foot, the grandma's foot.
It's like Guantanamo Bay shit.
I mean, if that was my grandma, I'm sorry, guys. I know I gotta respect my elders, but I'd tell this lady to go to hell.
I'd go fuck off,
say, I'm out of here, you stupid fucking mentally ill
bitch.
Yeah. Sorry for my language, guys, but God.
But it's just disgusting. Like,
it's
what the fuck is wrong with her, you know?
And how long have they gotten away with this? I mean, the child obviously had some other problems with this because she had a plate in her head. And now she's having to deal with this. So they've gone through a lot through the years, and I could attest to that. I've had problems with my stepfather and stuff like that, but I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely see where these children are coming from.
There's a reason that 13-year-old is so mature, as the cops said.
Oh, because she's the parent out of the whole thing. She's the parent out of the whole thing. Mm-hmm. I bet the parents and the grandma made this child do everything, clean, do every single thing for him, everything, cook dinner, everything. Yeah,
there you go. And you know what? Although obviously at NewsinGeneral we point out all the bad stuff the cops did. They actually did their job in this one.
They did their job. Round of applause, guys.
They did exactly what they were supposed to do. They seen the evidence. And they said, you know what, this is obviously evidence enough. They went in, arrested her. She's now in jail. She's probably awaiting trial.
What's your account? What is she? The charges?
You want to go over those again? She was charged with, kidnapping, 2 felony counts of endangering children, misdemeanor counts of endangering children. It'll be closed, and then just a bunch of black book projects you don't know about.
How's the one question? I know I'm butting in a lot, but how is the blue box on the
Oh
show?
yeah, it's on me.
Is
There
it
we
is
go,
it is
fixed.
it no? Is it changing back and forth though?
It is now, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had it stuck, you know, but it had the picture up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to put it back.
Oh man, they missed some good facial expressions by me then.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, so let's move on to your article. So I'm gonna
Alrighty.
just kind of put it on you. But so yeah, your article has human and tech integration gone too far.
Alrighty. So has it? Okay. The past few years, we have witnessed many different types of technologies, from the MP3 player to the iPad. Those technologies are nothing, right? Well, not about, how about a microchip tattoo that is capable of storing and sharing information wirelessly? That's right. Google recently announced a microchip tattoo that can store and share information wirelessly. Now, I know what you are thinking. Cool, right? Well, if you're not worried about becoming like, I know, look at Cole, he's shaking his head already. Well, if you're not worried about becoming like one of those sci-fi flicks, then by all means, go for it. Let me know how it works out when the government can take control of your body and your mind. Yeah, yeah. I may be on the edge saying this, but I give it 10 to 15 years before we start seeing technology being integrated with humans on a large scale. Now, yes, it is already happening with injured soldiers and other people with suffering from disabilities, but what I mean is integrating technology for pleasure or personal advancement, like the Google Glass. Now, I'm sure you guys know I am a technology enthusiast. However, when tech is used in the wrong way, that's when I begin to have a problem with it. And boy, I can see something going wrong with microchip tattoos. On a recent article that I wrote a few days ago, I discussed how gaming has become more integrated with the players and how dangerous that can become. I provided a link in the article, so check the description below to check out the full article and the other story that I wrote. It should take an open mind to see how tech being integrated with humans can be dangerous. Imagine sitting at a table eating with your family, and then the next thing you know, you're standing over somebody outside of a business with a knife in your hand. Totally far-fetched, right? Well, not so much. Take a look at what hypnotists can do. And they aren't using technology to make you do things, just the power of persuasion and influence. Technology being used for good can do amazing things, but when it is used for evil, it can destroy worlds. So the next time you buy a gaming headset for your child, make sure you understand the dangers of integration between man and machine. Now,
Assault and domestic violence.
now the reason why I wanted you to go over that again is because I want to talk a little bit about this kidnapping part because they're still investigating this. So what is this kidnapping part about? What do you think it's about, Cole?
That's a good question. Actually, I have no idea. That one, I was.
Because you got to think they might be living with the grandma. So where are the parents at? Did the grandma kidnap these children from the parents?
Maybe, maybe not.
Because why would there be a kidnapping charge? There has to be a legal reason for there to be a kidnapping charge. They can't just throw it in there just for the hell
Well,
of it.
they can throw it in there just for the hell of it. Don't worry, they can do that.
They're just getting her, for what she's doing
Oh yeah, yeah.
or what she did.
You know,
Just
they throw in extra charges all the time. Would
yeah.
I look down on them for throwing in extra
No,
charges?
not in this
Not
part.
at all.
Not this part. Oh, absolutely.
No. They're throwing out extra charges.
Yeah,
you want.
yeah. Exactly. Life in prison, why not? Shit.
Yeah, that's not a problem here.
Yeah.
You very well could have thrown in extra charges, or there could be something more to it.
Yeah, that's true. Like you said.
Mm-hmm.
The
But
parents
it's
must
just
have something to do with that, though. I mean, the legal.
It sounds like a really fucked up story.
Oh,
it sounds like these
really
kids have had a fucked
family.
up childhood. Yeah.
Yeah, fucked up family. Feel bad for them.
Well,
They
yeah.
thought they were getting out of that situation.
They go somewhere else, and then what happens next? Okay, you stepped on my broken foot. Like,
You're eating dirty underwear.
she probably had to hold her down or something to fucking do this. Like,
oh yeah, 'cause I would have punched the shit out of her, man. I would have fought.
like this is just like.
But she doesn't look that like a strong lady either. I mean, well, maybe this child was like told to respect no matter what the parent does to him,
Even if they shove dirty men's underwear down into your mouth, yeah, and you're supposed to swallow your vomit, yeah.
Well, what are you taught in school? I mean.
Well, yeah, you're taught to be a zombie. Like, do what teacher says, do what adult says.
Yeah, exactly. Well, sometimes the adult is not right.
Oh yeah.
definitely not right in this case.
This one is just like,
Hmm.
Jesus Christ.
I don't even
Like,
want to think about it. It's terrible.
like, just imagine, like, the setting that would be. Like,
Yeah,
honestly, this sounds like some sick, twisted book that somebody would write.
yeah. I had to do a double take on that when I was reading the article. I'm like, wait a minute, shoving what is wrong with this person? Shoving dirty men's underwear down an 11-year-old's throat
Like,
and
just, like,
then making them swallow it. What
I,
makes you do that?
I understand, punishment and all that for the kids. That's fair enough. If the kid's done
Oh yeah,
something, fine, do
discipline.
it.
Yes, absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that. But shoving underwear down one's throat, into one's mouth, for no real
even
reason,
worse.
as far as I'm concerned. You look at it, and I guess she accidentally stepped on her injured foot. Therefore,
Oh yeah.
she pulls out the men's underwear. And Hey, welcome back to another live stream for NewsinGeneral.com. Tonight, we're joined by Jason Goyette and, of course, myself, Cole Kruper, and we're going to be discussing a bunch of articles on the website. Mainly consisting of the police state and some other more disgusting things.
Cupcakes.
Yes, gotta talk about cupcakes as well. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at NewsinGeneral. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/NewsinGeneral, and I think that's about it, unless I missed something, Jason.
No, you didn't. You didn't miss nothing.
Perfect. First story. Oh, this one's gonna be hard to get through. Here we go. A grandmother forces dirty underwear into 11-year-old's mouth. This occurred in Hocking County, Ohio. The Hocking County Sheriff's Department has arrested Karen Sharp, who is 54 years of age, after video came forward of the shocking abuses that were taking place in her home. Her 13-year-old granddaughter came forward to police with a video that showed the abuse that was taking place. Apparently, it contained some of the worst abuse, including one incident where Sharp was forcing dirty men's underwear into the mouth of her 11-year-old granddaughter. The reasoning for that? The girl had allegedly stepped on Sharp's injured foot, so I guess that's reasoning to put underwear in somebody's mouth in some sick, twisted way. The girl then vomited and was told to swallow that as well. Sharp was arrested shortly after Sergeant Ed Downs seen the video described above. CBS Cleveland reports that Sharp has been charged with kidnapping, 2 felony counts of endangering children, misdemeanor counts of endangering children, assault, and domestic violence. Down also said that the 13-year-old that had come forward with the video was well wise beyond her years. Down also said that if it hadn't been for the 13-year-old and her video that showed all the abuse, the police may have never known what was going on. The girl also has a steel plate in her head from previous abuse. Thankfully, the girls are no longer in Sharp's custody. Children's Services will relocate the 2 girls. Sharp is now in Southeastern Ohio Regional Jail on $1 million bond. Police also plan on investigating Sharp's boyfriend, since he was living with Sharp at the time. So what do you think of that one, Jason?
Well, like you said, they're investigating the boyfriend too. I mean, this could be like a whole family affair, because obviously the child was abused before this incident. I wonder if it's like in the family type thing, where like the grandmother did it to the mother's doing it to their children, and it's just gonna like spiral downhill from there. But thank God, that's one good thing I can say about technology. And I got a picture of the woman here. This is the accused woman of the grandmother here.
Yeah, unfortunately, viewers can't see that.
Oh, they can't?
It's not working. You're screen sharing, but it's not working.
Oh, stupid Google, guys. I apologize.
It shows your screen sharing, but it's not working. Hang on.
Okay.
I got a solution, though. Just so our